Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Potential Unleashed. We're back with another video titled Chapter 1026, titled Turning Point. And I'm gonna be honest, it was a really good chapter. I was not expecting us to stay on the rooftop. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just wasn't expecting it. We got a lot of Luffy versus Kaido in this chapter, a lot of Momonosuke development, and we got to see a couple characters' interactions, but we'll talk about the entire chapter. The cover page is Nami and Leo. They are stitching and putting together a new outfit for a young mink lion cub. Looks pretty cute. It's pretty fun. So without the way, let's actually dive into the chapter. The chapter starts off with Hitetsu and Otoko. They are at the fire festival. Everybody's having a good time. We know that whenever the fire festival happens, Orochi is no longer in Wano capital. He goes with Kaido, and that they go off on their own. So this is the one day that they can enjoy Wano, or being Wano, or almost similar to what Oden left it to be. We see Hitetsu. He's a little bit concerned because Otama, she left, and she went with Speed and the other gifters and stuff. She went to Onigashima, where Hitetsu wants her to be safe. And we also see Wano in the distance in the clouds, that it's at the capital. So basically the 15 minutes, I don't know how much time has passed, but it's almost time. I'd say it's probably 5 minutes before Onigashima lands on Wano capital. We also jump back to the rooftop. We have Bo Huang. She is giving information and saying who's on the rooftop, etc. So we finally, or everybody knows who had been stopping Kaido. It is Yamato. They say that Yamato is injured, but they say nothing about Kaido. But they do say, well, in terms of his stamina and how much endurance and how healthy it is. But Bo Huang, she ends up saying, hey, it's Kaido. He's in his dragon form. There's a pink dragon, and it's Monkey D. Luffy. He's back, and he is about to challenge Kaido. And I talked about this a little bit, I believe, in the last chapter. I didn't know what Momonosuke was going to do against Kaido, and I was going to be pissed if Momonosuke was going to do a lot of damage to Kaido. But Kaido, he did a blast breath. And so Luffy's like, hey, fire one back. And Momo's like, man, what you talking about? I can't do that. And so Momo, he ends up dodging the blast breath. And like I said, I'm pretty happy about that, because I would have been really upset if Momo could control all of his devil fruit right away. And he couldn't. But then Luffy jumps off in an elephant gun, gear 3rd. He probably coached it in a Rio attack. But it didn't say Red Rock, so I'm a little confused. But like I said, this probably is in a Rio attack, or maybe even a Conqueror's attack. And he ends up hitting an elephant gun, knocking Kaido to the ground. And before he did that, he told Momo to do something, and that is to bite Kaido. And so Momo's like, man, Luffy, come on, dog. Why you doing this to me? I flew you here. This should be enough. And Momonosuke, he remembered everything that Kaido's done with him, about Oden, about Toki, and pretty much about everything that all the trauma he's experienced. He goes and he actually bites Kaido, where Kaido shrieks in pain. Now, truly, I don't think that Kaido actually is like hurting. I just think it's like a little tickle. I think this was more of two things: for Momo's motivation and for comedic purposes. Because later in the chapter, Luffy, he talks about, Momo, you bit one of the emperors of the sea. He bit the strongest creature. Is anything scary to you anymore? And Momo's like, no, it's not. So Luffy, what he wants Momo to do is to stop Onigashima from falling and find a way to use his flame claws to do that, which we all expected. Like I said, Momonosuke, even though he's an adult now, his haki isn't at the level where it can take on Kaido. So this was the only logical thing that he could do. And I want to notice, Luffy's in base form doing all this. I know I just said he was in gear 3rd, but primarily he's doing this in base form. When he hits Kaido again, there's also a crack right above the eye, or where the eye socket is, of Onigashima. So it's starting to crack and crumble Onigashima. Because I haven't noticed that at all, but maybe this is something new. But something I found a little bit redundant is that Inuyasha and Nekomamushi, they're out of their Sulong forms, and they talk about how, oh, you're not, it's not that you have bad luck, it's that my luck is good. I'm pretty sure Paris Barrow said the same thing when Wanda and Carrot lost him. So I'm like, bruh, come on, this is the same thing that happened again. Then we see it jump back to Luffy, where he says, hey, I'll definitely beat Kaido. And he's giving everybody around. There's a lot of samurai. I believe Law, Killer, not Killer Kid. I always mix the two up for some reason. They both have K's, but Law, Kid. Big Mom says something. I know Frankie says something. A lot of the samurai, they're like cheering for Luffy, and they're like, you got it, Luffy Taro-san. Then Kaido, he pops out of his hybrid, or pops into his hybrid form out of his dragon form. He's like, Luffy, you don't stand a chance with me. Come on now. Luffy's like, as long as I'm alive, I do stand a chance. And this is something that's amazing. Luffy's broken. Luffy over Yamato, I don't care. I don't. Yamato's not even stronger than Zoro. I don't want to hear that. But Luffy and him, they clash, right? Kaido and Luffy, and in base form, Conqueror's Haki coded attacks. They split the sky. I think the only 2 times we've seen the sky split has been Big Mom versus Kaido and Shanks versus Whitebeard. It might be Roger versus Whitebeard as well. I don't remember, but I know specifically it was Big Mom and Kaido and Shanks and Whitebeard. This is impressive. Luffy's already probably a top 10, maybe in top 12 strongest in the series. And like I said, we've only seen him do this in base form. Where is Snake Man? Where is Bound Man? Where is Gear 5? And the reason why the moon was gone, I believe they said it had something to do with Momonosuke turning into a dragon, or the dragon messing up the sky or something like that. But when Luffy and Kaido split the sky, the moon appeared again because the clouds are out the way. And so Nekomamushi and Igarashi, they finally can turn back into their Sulong forms, where they go for one final attack, and they end what's his name? They end Jack and Perospero. They're down and they're out of the fight. So that's more victory on the Alliance side. And the first time I read it, I was upset. This is how I do it. Whenever I wake up, I read One Piece and Black Clover and My Hero. And then when I finish with those, I read One Piece again. And then after I read One Piece, I wait like 5 or 10 minutes. I just process the chapter and then I record my video. And at first I was like, man, it's kind of trash that they went out that quickly. But you got to think about it. Jack, he had already lost and he needed his wound to be treated. And then Perospero was going against Wanda and Kara. And I'm not trying to say Perospero isn't strong, but he's not on the level of All-Stars in my opinion. So like, it makes sense that they went down easier than I guess you could say. Now, if King and Queen go down this easily, I'll be upset. But I don't think they will. I think Sanji will probably get 2, maybe 3 chapters to himself. I think Zoro will get 2, 3 chapters to himself. So it's not as bad as I was making out to be, and it actually makes logical sense. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Orochi, he popped his head out from, I don't even remember the last time we saw him, but he's like, dang, Perospero and Jack, they're down. Like, but it's not my problem no more, so yeah, Momonosuke's probably going to kill Orochi, or somebody's going to kill him. That ninja has to die. Overall, I give it a really solid chapter. It was great for Momonosuke's development. He's like, hey, I'm not scared anymore. It boosted morale of the allies seeing Luffy back. So I'm pretty happy. I give, like I said, chapter 9 out of 10. I was not expecting us to be back at the rooftop. Well, I need, and this is similar to Jinbei versus Who's Who. They were addressing all the other fights except for that one, but they saved it for last because it's really important. I gotta see Kid and Law versus Big Mom. Like, they've been showing snippets here and there, but I gotta see a chapter dedicated to it at least some point before the next break. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video from me. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat is on the screen in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.